And now part 4, chapter 45, Laughing Ecstasy. Lokanang hitakarinang tribhuvane mannam saranyakanam nana. In the fourth division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami has described 7 kinds of indirect ecstasies of devotional service, known as laughing, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, and ghastliness. In this portion, Srila Rupa Goswami further describes these ecstasies of devotional feelings, some being compatible and others incompatible with one another. When one kind of ecstatic devotional service overlaps with another in a conflicting way, this state of affairs is called rasa basa, or a perverted presentation of mellows. Expert learned scholars say that laughing is generally found among youngsters or in the combination of old persons and young children. This ecstatic loving laughing is sometimes also found in persons who are very grave by nature. Once an old mendicant approached the door of Mother Yashoda's house, and Krishna told Yashoda, quote, "My dear mother, I don't wish to go near this skinny villain. If I go there, he might put me within his begging bag and take me away from you." Unquote. In this way, the wonderful child, Krishna, began to look at his mother, while the mendicant, who was standing in the door, tried to hide his smiling face, although he could not do so. He immediately expressed his smiling. In this instance, Krishna himself is the object of laughing affairs. Once, one of Krishna's friends informed him, quote, "My dear Krishna, if you will open your mouth, then I shall give you one nice sugar candy mixed with yogurt." Unquote. Krishna immediately opened his mouth, but instead of giving him sugar candy with yogurt, the friend dropped a flower in his mouth. After tasting this flower, Krishna turned his mouth in a disfigured way, and upon seeing this, all his friends standing there began to laugh very loudly. Once a palmist came to the house of Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Maharaj asked him, quote, "My dear sage, will you kindly check the hand of my child Krishna? Tell me how many years he will live, and whether he will become the master of thousands of cows." Unquote. Upon hearing this, the palmist began to smile, and Nanda Maharaj asked him, quote, "My dear sir, why are you laughing, and why are you covering your face?" Unquote. In such a laughing ecstasy of love, Krishna, or matters pertaining to Krishna, are the cause of the laughter. In such laughing devotional service, there are symptoms of jubilation, laziness, concealed feelings, and similar other seemingly disturbing elements. According to Srila Rupa Goswami's calculation, laughter in ecstatic love can be broken down into 6 divisions. These divisions, according to different degrees of smiling, are called in the Sanskrit language smita, hasita, vihasita, avahasita, apahasita, and atahasita. These 6 classes of smiling can be classified as major and minor. The major division includes smita, hasita, and vihasita smiling, and the minor division includes avahasita, apahasita, and atihasita smiling. When one is smiling but his teeth are not visible, one can distinctly mark a definite change in the eyes and in the cheeks. This is called smita smiling. Once, when Krishna was stealing yogurt, Jarati, the head mistress of the house, could detect his activities, and she was therefore coming very hurriedly to catch him. At that time, Krishna became very much afraid of Jarati, and went to his elder brother Baladev. He said, quote, "My dear brother, I have stolen yogurt. Just see, Jarati is coming hurriedly to catch me." Unquote. When Krishna was thus seeking the shelter of Baladev because he was being chased by Jarati, all the great sages in the heavenly planets began to smile. This smiling is called smita smiling. Smiling in which the teeth are slightly visible is called hasita smiling. One day Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani, was returning home, and at that time he could not see that Krishna was there in his house. Krishna immediately changed his dress to look exactly like Abhimanyu and approached Abhimanyu's mother, Jatila, addressing her thus, quote, "My dear mother, I am your real son Abhimanyu, but just see, Krishna, dressed up like me, is coming before you." Unquote. Jatila, the mother of Abhimanyu, immediately believed that Krishna was her own son, and thus became very angry at her real son who was coming home. She began to drive away her real son, who was crying, "Mother, mother, what are you doing?" Seeing this incident, all the girlfriends of Radharani who were present there began to smile, and a portion of their teeth was visible. This is an instance of hasita smiling. When the teeth are distinctly visible in a smile, that is called vihasita. One day when Krishna was engaged in stealing butter and yogurt in the house of Jatila, he assured his friends, quote, "My dear friends, I know that this old lady is now sleeping very profoundly because she is breathing very deeply. Let us silently steal butter and yogurt without making any disturbance." Unquote. But the old lady, Jatila, was not sleeping, so she could not contain her smiling, and her teeth immediately became distinctly visible. This is an instance of vihasita smiling. In a state of smiling, when the nose becomes puffed and the eyes squint, the smiling is called avahasita. Once, early in the morning, when Krishna returned home after performing his rasa dance, Mother Yashoda looked upon Krishna's face and addressed him thus, quote, "My dear son, why do your eyes look like they have been smeared with some oxides? Have you dressed yourself with the blue garments of Baladev?" Unquote. When Mother Yashoda was addressing Krishna in that way, a girlfriend who was nearby began to smile with a puffed nose and squinting eyes. This is an instance of avahasita smiling. The gopi knew that Krishna had been enjoying the Ras dance and that Mother Yashoda could not detect her son's activities or understand how he had become covered with the gopi's makeup. Her smiling was in the avahasita feature. When tears from the eyes are added to the smiling, and the shoulders are shaking, the smile is called apahasata. When child Krishna was dancing in response to the singing of the old maidservant Jarati, Narad was astonished. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who controls all the movements of great demigods like Brahma, was now dancing to the indications of an old maidservant. Seeing this fun, Narad also began to dance, and his shoulders trembled and his eyes moved. Due to his smiling, his teeth also became visible, and on account of the glaring effulgence from his teeth, the clouds in the skies turned silver. When a smiling person claps his hands and leaps in the air, the smiling expression changes into atihasata, or overwhelming laughter. An example of atihasata was manifested in the following incident. Krishna once addressed Jarati thus, quote, "My dear good woman, the skin of your face is now slackened, and so your face exactly resembles a monkey's. As such, the king of the monkeys, Balimukha, has selected you as his worthy wife." Unquote. While Krishna was teasing Jarati in this way, she replied that she was certainly aware of the fact that the king of the monkeys was trying to marry her, but she had already taken shelter of Krishna, the killer of many powerful demons, and therefore she had already decided to marry Krishna instead of the king of the monkeys. On hearing this sarcastic reply by the talkative Jarati, all the cowherd girls present there began to laugh very loudly and clap their hands. This laughter, accompanied by the clapping of hands, is called atihasata. Sometimes there are indirect sarcastic remarks which also create atihasata circumstances. An example of one such remark is a statement which was made by one of the cowherd girls to Kutila, the daughter of Jatila and sister of Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani. Indirectly, Kutila was insulted by the following statement, quote, "My dear Kutila, daughter of Jatila, your breasts are as long as string beans, simply dry and long. Your nose is so gorgeous that it defies the beauty of the noses of frogs, and your eyes are more beautiful than the eyes of dogs. Your lips defy the flaming cinders of fire, and your abdomen is as beautiful as a big drum. Therefore, my dear beautiful Kutila, you are the most beautiful of all the cowherd girls of Vrindavan, and because of your extraordinary beauty, I think you must be beyond the attraction of the sweet blowing of Krishna's flute." Unquote.